Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Let's just jump into exactly what you should know today in the world of politics, news as far as the country is concerned, news as far as the economy is concerned, and important information for you as you prepare for what is likely going to be a rather interesting winter and hopefully a better start of the year next year in 2021. And of course, we're getting closer to Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping that we all have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Hopefully, we get a chance to spend some time with family members, even if it's not in person, maybe over the phone or by video conference or something. Let's just jump right in. In a tweet today, the president said, I'm quoting the president because the president seemed to quote something about himself. So the president in a tweet wrote, President Trump has done many great things. Biggest tax and regulation cuts in history, Space Force, rebuilding our military, fixing the VA, the wall. I find it interesting that the president actually didn't mention the vaccine. So I thought that was interesting because the vaccine is super important. But anyway, and then the president continues to write, but perhaps the most important of all will be what he is doing now, exposing the massive corruption in our electoral process. Wow, pretty intense stuff. I have done other videos talking about Rudy Giuliani, the pretty incredible press conference that Rudy Giuliani did. Sidney Powell basically said that Democrats and Republicans can pay to have the election rigged in their favor, which is some mind-blowing stuff. And then comments from Joni Ernst and other Republican senators expressing concern about this. And, Mitt Romney expressed some concern about this. The president lashed out at Mitt Romney. Check out all the videos on our channel over the past 2 to 3 days. You'll be able to keep up with the drama that's taking place in Washington, D.C. Some of this stuff is just unbelievable when I'm reporting it. I actually honestly can't believe that I'm reporting it. But my goal is to bring you the truth. My goal is to bring you honest news. My goal is to give you the actual reality because I know you can handle it. I'm not going to give you hype, or I'm never going to give you just what you want to hear. Because I think all of us, unfortunately, in this climate, we have our own preferences of the truth, and I would go so far as to say we have our own perceptions of reality, which is okay. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's not for me to decide. But my goal is to give you the news as it happens, and you can then be the judge, because I have enough confidence in you to tell you the truth. I'm not going to string you along. So, Jake Sherman from Politico responded to President Trump's tweet, in fact, quoted President Trump's tweet and said, who said this? Essentially, in my interpretation, Jake Sherman was implying that the president was talking about himself in the third person, according to Jake Sherman at Politico. Like I said, nothing surprises me anymore. Speaking of surprises, the demand for food banks, the demand for food, thousands of cars lining up for food is increasing throughout the country. In fact, it has grown exponentially, specifically in Houston. Food banks are asking for donation and volunteers in the Houston area. It's that bad. Andrew Yang actually said the cars at the food banks are getting nicer, which means individuals, this is impacting too many individuals. And unemployment insurance is so important. I'm actually going to get to unemployment in just a second, but first let's get back to what the president has been saying, essentially contesting the the validity of the election, saying that it was a rigged election, saying there was a lot of voter fraud. He's supported by his personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, who made some pretty fantastical claims. I gotta tell you, I'm just waiting for the evidence. I'm waiting for it to be proven in a court of law. And in fact, Tucker Carlson from Fox News said, hey, where's the evidence? And he did not get a response from Sidney Powell, but Sidney Powell actually spoke with another host, Maria from Fox News, and I'll be covering that later on our channel as well. But Tucker Carlson got a lot of blowback to his article where he questioned, and to his essential monologue where he questioned where was Sidney Powell's evidence. So, speaking of rigging the election and voter fraud, here's a comment from Liz Cheney, Congresswoman Liz Cheney from Wyoming, and this is what Liz Cheney wrote. This is important. America is governed by the rule of law. The president and his lawyers have made claims of criminality and widespread fraud, which they allege could impact election results. If they have genuine evidence of this, they are obligated to present it immediately in court and to the American people. We deserve to know. By the way, I've seen comments on our channel saying, Sidney Powell has the evidence. We don't deserve to see the evidence. Of course we deserve to see the evidence. That's what makes, America different from a banana republic. That's what makes America different from another country, where, kind of anything goes. So we should be able to see the evidence, but, I haven't seen any. And, a court yet at this point in time, at the time I'm recording this video, I haven't seen a court say, all right, there's evidence. Let's reassess the election result. I haven't seen that. So it's for you to decide whether there is evidence or not, whether there is, based on what you see, not based on what is alleged. And it's for us to decide, and hopefully we see a court make a decision, because that's what I'm looking for. If they have genuine, I'm continuing Liz Cheney. If they have genuine evidence of this, they are obligated to present it immediately in court and to the American people. I understand that the president has filed more than 30 separate lawsuits. If he is unsatisfied with the result of those lawsuits, then the appropriate avenue is to appeal. If the president cannot prove these claims or demonstrate that they would change the election result, he should fulfill his oath to preserve, protect and defend the Constitution of the United States by respecting the sanctity of our electoral process. Pretty strong comments from Congresswoman Liz Cheney from Wyoming. So I just figured our viewers and subscribers might want to know that. Now here's something important. 14 million individuals are not going to be able to pay rent in the month of December. Just mind-blowing when you think about that. 14 million individuals are going to struggle to pay rent, and hard to believe. Speaking of hard to believe, the Vice President Mike Pence's wife Karen Pence is hosting a Christmas craft on December 9th, and she said attendees are requested to wear holiday attire. No mention of masks at all in the invite. So that's just for our viewers and subscribers. Also, this is interesting. On the 11th of December, there needs to be a decision by the 11th of December by Congress to continue to fund the government, because if that doesn't happen, the government shut down. Guys, this has been an unbelievable year. This has been a year with a worldwide pandemic, an economic crisis, a bruising election, a vaccine, the election being contested, and then no transition taking place. I do believe that this is not good for us. I do believe that there are security implications to this, and I do believe that leaders overseas, will be looking at this going, yeah, we're happy to see, the US struggling. So I'm hoping that there is some agreement. Speaking of agreement, guess what? The Trump administration is now asking that money for veterans benefits be reclassified. So this is essentially complicating the negotiations for the extension of the government funding. This is a must-pass spending bill that must pass by December 11th to avert a government shutdown. And there's a fresh objection from the White House involving money for veterans healthcare that has the potential to derail the government, the must-pass government funding bill. So, yep, pretty unbelievable stuff. And hopefully they can come to terms during the government funding extension to come to, as far as the stimulus is concerned, because it seems the two sides are talking, but we're definitely not going to see a $1.9 trillion stimulus. Hopefully we see something in the range of $500 billion as well. And finally, as we get closer to Thanksgiving, as we get closer to the end of the year, more than 12 million individuals who are on PUA, on the PUA program, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, and the PEUC program, which is the extension to the normal state benefits. These programs are scheduled to expire at the end of the year. So pending any legislation for extension, these programs are going to expire, which is going to be absolutely terrible for the millions of individuals who are dependent on these programs. And finally, and final news for the day, US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did essentially withdraw some of the Fed's lending capabilities, and basically he told the Fed to give the money back to the US Treasury, which means that Joe Biden, if he needs money, is going to have to again go through Congress, go through the House, go through the Senate, which may be Republican controlled, to be able to access that money. Now, if the Democrats win both seats in Georgia, then it won't matter, because then, Biden will pretty much get anything he wants, within reason, hopefully. But unfortunately, it looks like what the US Treasury Secretary did, according to reporting from Gina Smialek, and Gina Smialek is a Federal Reserve and economy reporter for the New York Times. She reported that President Trump was surprised that the US Treasury Secretary did that, his move to essentially get rid of the Fed's lending programs and to, in US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin's words, follow the intent of Congress. That's what he said in the CNBC interview, which I covered in detail. So you definitely want to check out that interview. I did cover that in detail in our previous videos yesterday. Check out all the videos we've done in the past 24 to 48 hours. The Democrats were not pleased They said that it was an attempt to hinder the Biden administration. Federal Reserve, basically was like, this should keep going, but they're like, fine, we'll give you the money back by the end of the year, because they have to do it. They have to do it if they're told by the U.S. Treasury. That's just how the balance of power works. Remember, the Fed is a lender, the U.S. Treasury is a spender. So if the spender says nope, give it back, then the Fed has to give it back. It's as simple as that. And Mnuchin did provide several reasons that I did analyze on our channel yesterday. So that's what's happening today, everybody. That was my news report for our community. It's hard for me to go a day without communicating with our community. I've become so attached to you all. I hope you learned something new from this video. I've also been redecorating a little bit. Hopefully you've noticed. I'm actually considering getting a large American flag with a pole right around here, because honestly, I'm a patriot. It's something that would really energize me. But let me know if you would like to see something like that or not in our videos. I'm doing some other really interesting things in terms of lighting that you'll see in the coming weeks on our channel, and I hope you like that. But let me know what you think of some of the changes and the improvements, if you will, in the decor in this part of my home, including my idea to get a large American flag. Let me know what you think. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. That would be your vote of confidence in me and my channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I put together this news report for you today, a one-take video, and I hope that you learned something new. If you did, please click the subscribe button, please enable notifications, and please click the like button. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.